back in a new YouTube video. Have you ever wondered why in the French language or even in the French alphabet we have some additional letters, those weird letters with accents on top of them or at the bottom? Well, today we're going to focus on those letters that I like to call additional letters. They may seem pretty weird for foreigners or especially for beginners in French, but you have to know that without those letters, it would be pretty impossible to speak French properly because they actually make some sound. So most of the time, they don't really mean anything. They are not something specific that you have to learn. We don't have any specific rule for them, so don't worry. But they are very useful because thanks to them, when we read a text, we know which sound is the best to make. So if I see one of those letters in a word, I will automatically know as a French native what sound I'm supposed to make while reading or pronouncing. So as you know, in the regular French alphabet we have 26 letters and then we have some of those letters. And today in this video we're going to focus on those letters. So what we're going to do first, we're going to see each letter and their name, because just like the regular letters from the regular alphabet, the 26 letters, they all have a name. And then we're going to see some vocabulary, some words, including those letters, and we will be able to pronounce them together and to see the sound for each letter. Are you ready? Let's get started. So first step, we're going to see each letter and their name. When you spell something to someone in French, like your name for example, or a word, you actually say each letter, right? So you call each letter's name. And you're going to do the same with those ones, but you need to know their names, otherwise you can do it. So we're going to start right away on the screen next to me. So as you can see, the first letter is this one, and its name is A accent grave. A accent grave. So this one, this accent you can see on top of it is called accent grave. Why grave? Well, because it's going down. So when you see an accent like this going down, it's a low one, especially in the pronunciation, it depends. So we call that accent grave. So this letter is called A accent grave. The second letter we're going to see is A accent circonflexe. So the little hat you can see on top of this letter is called accent circonflexe. A accent circonflexe. A accent circonflexe. The third letter is this one. So you see this little thing at the bottom? It's called in French une cédille. Une cédille. So the name of this letter is C cédille. C cédille. C cédille. Then the next letter is U accent circonflexe. Remember the little hat, like a house, like a rooftop? Accent circonflexe. So this letter is just simply U accent circonflexe. U accent circonflexe. Then we have U accent grave. U accent grave. Remember, it's going down, so accent grave. It's a low one. It's like a curve going like this. U accent grave. Then we have a whole family of E letters. My favorite, this one. So many letters. So the first one, E accent aigu. E accent aigu. So as you can see, the accent is different, it's going up. So we call that accent aigu. So the letter is called E accent aigu. E accent aigu. Then we have the sibling E accent grave. E accent grave. The accent is going down. It's a low one. E accent grave. E accent grave. Then we have the little at once again. E accent circonflexe. E accent circonflexe. E accent circonflexe. E tréma. E tréma. Then we have I accent circonflexe. I accent circonflexe. In the same family we have I tréma. So you can see the two dots on top of the letter. Those two dots are called tréma. Tréma. This is the name of the little accent. So the letter is I tréma. I tréma. So if you spell something to someone like a name and you want to be very specific, if the person doesn't know how to write it in French, in this case you will say blah blah blah, I tréma. I tréma, the little dots on top of it. I tréma. And then we have the last one, O accent circonflexe. O accent circonflexe. Remember, the little roof on the house. O accent circonflexe. So let's recap each letter's name and then let's move on to step 2, right? Let's do that together. So let's see the letters, each one of them on the screen next to me once again, and I'm going to read them just very spontaneously. A accent grave, A accent grave, A accent circonflexe, A accent circonflexe, C cédille, C cédille, U accent circonflexe, U accent circonflexe, U accent grave, U accent grave, E accent aigu, E accent aigu, E accent grave, E accent grave, E accent circonflexe, E accent circonflexe, I accent circonflexe, I accent circonflexe, I tréma, I tréma, O accent circonflexe, O accent circonflexe. So right now, step 2, I suppose it's going to be the longest one. We're going to see each letter, but we're going to see many words. And in each word you will have a letter and we're going to see the pronunciation. So let's start with the first one. So this one is a preposition of place. And the sound doesn't change, it's just a regular A. So for example, you can use it to say à la poste, à la pharmacie, à demain, à bientôt, etc. So as you can see, the sound doesn't change at all, so it's just like a regular A. So for this one, you don't have to think too much about the pronunciation. Then in the A family, we're going to try to see this one, A accent circonflexe. So here again, it doesn't change the sound, but maybe it's a bit stronger when you pronounce the word. Maybe you're going to spell like 1.5 seconds more, you know, on the pronunciation for this A, but otherwise it just sounds like a regular R in the regular alphabet in French. So let's see some words together. Anne, Anne, château, château, câlin, câlin, âpre, âpre, crâne, crâne, grâce, grâce. So as you can hear, maybe I spend a bit more time on the A letter, and when I use the regular one it's different. Grâce, grâce. So I spent almost 2 seconds on this one. I think that would be the difference with the regular A, if you ask me when I pronounce it. It seems like the A letter with accent circonflexe is longer for me. You know, I really take my time. It's very slow when I say it. This is what I feel when I pronounce it. Then we have CCD. So for this one, it's very easy to remember. When you have a regular C letter in French, it sounds like a K sound in a word. But when you have the CD at the bottom of the C, it makes the sound S, like a S, S. For example, if I want to say ça, ça, which means that in English, ça, ça. As you can hear, it makes S sound, but we don't have any S. But with la cédille, I know right away that I have to make the S sound. Otherwise, it would be completely unnatural and it wouldn't make any sense. Ça, ça. Then we have U accent grave. So for this one, you will only see it in this word, which means where in English. So in French, we pronounce it as ou. Ou. It's a U sound. And yeah, you will see this letter, U accent grave, only in this word. So you don't have to think about the pronunciation because basically there is no pronunciation for this one because it's a combination of letter with the O, so it makes a whole new word, ou. So no pronunciation to memorize or to remember for U accent grave. Then we have U accent circonflexe. U accent circonflexe. Same for the regular U. The pronunciation is the same, but I guess I'm going to stress it a little more when I'm going to pronounce. So I'm going to pronounce some words and you will be able to hear me and my pronunciation as a native. Brûlure, brûlure. Affût, affût. Bûche, bûche. Voûte, voûte. So here once again we have a combination of letters. We don't have the letter on its own to make just U sound. We have O plus U and it makes the sound U. Voûte, voûte. And then you have out, out, out. So same here, you have a combination of letters, but you need the accent circonflexe to make it complete. You can write it without it, of course, but if you want to be precise in French and if you want to write properly, in this case you need it. Then the E family, I love it because so many letters. So the first one, E accent aigu. So this letter is going to make the sound E, E. You know, it's like a straight curve. E. So let's see some words. Électricité. 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 Can you hear the E sound everywhere? Électricité. Acné. 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 Créer. 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 Allier. 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 And then we have E accent grave. So remember, it's something that goes down and you're going to hear it when I will pronounce it for sure. Let's see that. Père. Père. Can you hear the sound? So we had E accent aigu with électricité, and now we have E accent grave with père. Père is going down. Père. Mère. Mère. Grève. Grève. Air. 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 Lèvres. 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 It's going down. Lèvres. Then we have E tréma. E tréma. So for this one, I can actually imagine a name, a French name for men and women. So let's see that and the sound. Gaël. Gaël. So the first one with just one L is for men, and the second one with two L's plus E is for women. Gaël. Gaël. So as you can hear, it's a very open sound. Gaël. Gaël. Anaël. Anaël. It's a woman's name in French. Anaël. Then we have E accent circonflexe. Remember, think about a little house and the roof. Accent circonflexe, E accent circonflexe. So I have two words for this one. I have a verb, the verb to be in French, the first one you are supposed to learn. Être. Être. So it's a bit similar to the previous one. It's a very open sound. Être. Être. Champêtre. 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 Then E family. So you have less siblings in this family than the E family in French. So we have E accent circonflexe. E accent circonflexe. Same for this one, it doesn't really change, you know, when you compare it to the regular E from the alphabet, like the 26 letters, the regular letters. So I have a word for this one. Il. 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 So maybe I'm going to spend a few more seconds on it when I will pronounce it. I'm going to, you know, it's going to be long, like I'm going to stay maybe for like 2 seconds on this one compared to the regular E from the alphabet. Il. Il. And then we have I tréma. I tréma. So this one can be seen in French names as well, but it's pretty tricky because if you see it, most of the time it's going to be very independent in the word. It's going to be like, I'm the boss, because you're going to read it on its own. So let me explain. Can you see the name on the screen? This is a French name for women. So I'm going to pronounce it and you're going to hear what I'm talking about. Anaïs. 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 So it's completely different from the regular E from the alphabet, you know, the 26 letters. This one acts like a total boss, like I am in the middle of the word, but you pronounce me as a completely different letter, like I'm here, but I'm not really part of the word because maybe I'm just better than the rest of the letters, I don't know, but this one is tricky. Anaïs. So it's like having Anna, is, Anaïs, Anaïs, Anaïs. Another word, the same, maïs, maïs. So same, the I tréma is in the word but totally independent, as you know, it has a very bossy vibes, like you're going to pronounce me but as a full letter. I'm not going to blend with the rest. Maïs, maïs. Haïr, haïr, haïr. Haïr. And the H letter in French is silent as well, so it's like saying, pronouncing 3 letters. Haïr, 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 haïr. So in this word, even if you have vowels everywhere, just like in Anaïs, maïs, the sound is going to be different. You're going to read that like this. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Just like when you say I in English, but this one means ouch, when you hurt yourself. Aïe, aïe. So if you hear a French person saying that, don't be surprised. They are not actually saying I like I am, but like ouch, I hurt myself. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Same for this word, pretty tricky to pronounce, listen carefully. Aigu, aigu, aigu. So it's like, you know, try to imagine that you're going to replace I tréma with the Y letter, for example, and you will have this sound instead of a regular I sound. Aigu, aigu, aigu. Then the last one we have O accent circonflexe. I really like this one, you know, it makes me think of a very tiny cute house, remember it that way. Or a little hat on top of your head. O accent circonflexe. So this one saying it just sounds like a regular O, but I'm just going to maybe spend a few more seconds on it, you know, I'm going to stress on this letter a bit more, just like in the word ôter, 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 ôter. This is the end of this video. I hope it was useful for you, especially maybe if you start in French, if you are a beginner. As a native, I tried to take my time to pronounce and to give as many examples as possible. But of course, if I forgot something, or if you have additional questions, or if you think about new words that maybe I didn't mention, including those letters, you can leave them in the comments section below, and I will be very glad to read everything and to reply to you to exchange about French language. You can also, if you want, follow me on social media on my Instagram account for more regular posts about French language. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, to subscribe or to hit the little bell if you want to receive a notification every time a new video will be uploaded on this channel. I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you very much. Au revoir.